Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet. I wanted to demonstrate for you today the honeycomb stitch, which is used or built using front post trebles, back post double crochets. I'm going to start by using a foundation of just double crochets. For this stitch you're going to need a multiple of 8 plus 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. To begin, you're not going to use this stitch. You're not going to use this for a front post stitch. It will kind of add as function as a border. So we're going to start first by skipping 1, 2, 3 stitches. Going to wrap the needle twice because we're doing treble crochet. And those of you who've never done front post, back post stitches, the traditional going through the top, we're not going to do that. We're going to wrap the needle around the body of the stitch like this, okay, or around the post as they would call it. Go in the front door and then come out the side here, and the yarn will wrap completely around. I'm going to go ahead and begin that. I'm going to do a treble crochet. Okay, we're going to do another one right next to it. Okay, this is going to be the trickiest part of the entire stitch right here, so if you can get this, this will be great. We're going to work 2 front post stitches here, but the trick is we're going to work them behind the 2 stitches we just completed. So it's going to be a little bit of a crochet hook calisthenics, but it's, you know, it's not impossible. And let me try that again. And just like anything, once you get into the rhythm of it, it's not a big deal at all. Okay, I'm going to wrap twice. As you can see, I'm doing a front post, but I'm having to dig under the first 2 trebles that we made. Okay, so now we have kind of like an X with the first stitches we made in front. Gets a little bit easier here. We're going to skip 2 more stitches, and we're going to do a front post treble crochet around the next 2. Okay, this is a little easier. We're going to just work right in front of these, and we're going to do a front post treble around the 2 stitches that we just skipped. Okay, let's stop there a second. So we have kind of this 3-dimensional V forming, which will be part of the honeycomb. Okay, we're going to do that again. I'm going to skip these 2. I'm going to do front post treble around the next 2. Okay, and the tricky part, working behind these 2, but yet doing a treble. I hope you can see that. Oop. Let me try that again. Since the yarn split on me, we need to make sure we get all the fibers crocheted in, or it just becomes a mess. Okay, and by the way, I am just using a standard worsted weight acrylic yarn here for the demonstration, and in a size I hook. For the record, this stitch works well with smaller size hooks too. Okay, now we're going to skip these 2 as we did before. Treble in the next 2. It's 1, 2, and working in front now of these 2. We are going to do our trebles in the 2 stitches that we just skipped. Okay, I've come to the end of the row. Here is the turning chain. I'm just going to work a double crochet in that chain just like that. Okay, I'm not working in the single loop of it, I'm just working in the entire hole there. Okay, I'm going to chain 2. The reason I'm not chaining 3 is because this row is going to be fairly easy. It's going to be all back post double crochet, and we're just going to work it straight across. Nothing's going to cross. We're going to, I'll show you, I'm kind of feeling it with my fingers here. Doing back post double crochet, not treble crochet, but double crochet. It's the shorter stitch, or at least shorter than a treble. Okay, we're going to go all the way across. You may have to, do a little bit of feeling here and reaching for the stitch to make sure you don't forget any of them. make sure when you get to the end you have the same number of stitches. If you don't, then you're going to have a problem when we complete this. Okay. Only a few more to go. Some more yarn here. Okay, so we've done all the back posts. Now here we're going to do a half double crochet, and partly that is to make sure that all the ends are going to be the same size. Okay, let's go ahead and chain 3, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to complete the honeycomb here. Just like before, we're going to skip the first stitch, and then as part of the pattern we're going to skip the next 2. We're going to do front post, treble crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Okay, not to be confusing or anything, but now we're going to do the opposite. Instead of working behind these stitches, we're going to work in front of these, and I think you'll see the form taking place. This is kind of a 3-dimensional textured stitch, which is one reason why I love to use it. Okay, now we're going to skip these 2 stitches, and we're going to treble on the next 2. Front post, treble crochet. Okay, here comes the tricky part now. We're going to work behind these 2 stitches, and oops, make sure I get them right. It's okay to slow down and, make sure you have the right stitches here. Okay, I'll stop and show you what I just did. I just worked these 2 stitches here behind these 2, and you can see the form of a honeycomb taking place. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to skip 2, going to treble crochet over the next 2. Now we're going to work in front of these. And you don't have to memorize, what do I go in front, do I go in back, or whatever. This is one of those stitches that visually it confirms whether you've done it right or not. If you didn't do something right, you'll know right away just because it won't look quite right. And it's easy to lose track of where you are, but you can always figure it out. Okay, I've skipped 2. I'm working treble in the next 2. Again, this is the tricky part. I'm working behind these. Now, if I made a mistake and worked in front of these, I would see right away that it just doesn't look quite right. It looks different than the rest of the work, and it'd be easy to just pull it out and redo it, assuming that you catch it in time. Okay, now I get to the end, and I'm just going to put a double crochet in the end, just like that. Okay, I'm going to do one more row of double crochet, and then I'll show you what it looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, I've completed a few more rows to give you a better idea of where the stitch is going. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see the 3-dimensional texture of this stitch, which is kind of nice. It kind of stands up, and you can see the honeycomb shape, not just where we've shaped it, but also where the honeycombs join in the center, and it makes a very nice pattern. It is a one-sided pattern. The back side is nothing to boast about, but anyway, I hope you enjoy this stitch. Take care. Bye-bye.